So apparently the guy that they caught wasn't the guy, and they just released him. Let's see where this takes us, guys. Okay.
And let's bring in NBC News Chief Justice and National Affairs correspondent Kelly O'Donnell. Kelly, we just saw this post just a bit ago. The subject that was in custody has been released. What do we know here?
Sorry, Gada, you caught me mid-communication with sources here, so bear with us. Yes, this is a stunning turn of events.
Okay.
This has been a day marked by confusion, and clearly there is a very wide-ranging investigation happening now, but this is not following what we might typically see. So let me take us back to what was happening at the time of the event. After the shooting itself, of course, law enforcement is scanning the scene, looking for information. There was one older man who was taken into custody by local authorities. That was a video that we saw. We had done some work on him, and he is not suspected in the shooting. He was charged with an obstruction case. Then we learn from official sources of a suspect being detained and believed to be involved in the shooting. That's how it was depicted to us through various sources in law enforcement and government. And then, of course, we had on the record the governor of Utah saying there was a person of interest in custody. Kash Patel, the FBI director, using his social media to refer to an individual as a subject. Other officials, other sources of ours were saying that they had confidence that the individual being held was someone they thought would be, in fact, the suspected shooter. So not.
Yeah, guys, the issue is that there's like a lot of video popping up right now of someone on a roof and then immediately running from the roof. Then when I see the guy who they specifically got, I was like, okay, could that be him? I guess potentially, unless he was like a marathon runner or a track star type of thing, guys, right? He was elderly, right? So now I guess my question is that when are we going to find this guy, bro?
Not just a witness, not just a material person, those kinds of things. We're trying to figure all of that out. Now, after some period of time where we believe there was an attempt at least to question that individual who was detained, now Kash Patel is saying that subject has been released.
Okay.
That suggests that they do not have any compelling evidence to hold that individual right now, because with a charge of this type, a murder and other potential crimes, it would be very difficult to let someone go without probable cause.
Right. So basically the guy who they got, they obviously could check it out immediately that it was not him. Okay, so I guess we can kind of come down slightly with that guy. Let's leave him alone because he had nothing to do with it. He was there. But let's seriously find the guy immediately.
So this is a surprising turn of events.
It is.
And we will keep working our sources to try to find out more. Authorities had also said they could see a figure in dark clothing. Earlier, the university said they believe that the shooting took place from a rooftop. There is some grainy imagery that seems to show a figure moving along the rooftop. We don't know if that's the shooter. So hours after the murder, the assassination of Charlie Kirk, sorry, my phone is ringing. Sources will have to hold on a second. Hours after the murder, we're still in a situation now where investigators may be in a manhunt situation, looking for more evidence, more information. There would be other things they could try to do in terms of assessing the wounds sustained by Charlie Kirk in his death.
Guys, understand, listen, if you guys have seen this very, very unfortunate video, do not watch it, guys. It is absolutely crazy. Right. And I'm telling you this right now, if you haven't seen it, keep it like that. Trust me when I say that there. If this is the distance that was taken, this person has been shooting for a while. All right. And I mean a pretty long while. So we need to figure out exactly who has the skill. This is, don't get me wrong here. If you are a shooter, you understand the distances, et cetera, right? But I would not say that this person has never shot a firearm before in their life. Not with the absolute dead on type of scenario that happened in that video. If this is the distance, wow.
That perhaps could give some indication of the type of weapon they're looking for,
the
range,
the rifle.
that kind of thing. So the headline is there was a subject in custody. That subject has been released. Where are we? I don't really know, but we are pursuing this with our team, reaching out both on the ground in Utah and with federal officials as well.
Kelly, we really appreciate you clarifying all that. If we could just clarify one other thing, because by now a lot of people have probably already seen some other videos that have been circulating online.
Right.
In the chaos that followed, there were videos of police handcuffing an elderly-looking gentleman and then taking him out of that crowd, people yelling "monster, monster" and screaming at this person, saying that that was the person that was the shooter in those videos. And those videos have gone super viral.
Super viral.
Is he the one that was a person of interest that was released, or is he
I guess that's the question.
Another person of interest that has been cleared?
Okay.
2 individuals were taken into custody. The older gentleman who was seen on video is someone who was known to police, had some violations, criminal violations in his past, a person very active in the community, maybe an activist, if you could call it that, but someone that was known to authorities. For whatever reason, they detained that individual, and the governor and officials during the news conference referred to an obstruction charge. That could come about from someone not listening to direction from police or any number of things. That was one category. That was the kind of thing in this modern moment.
Yeah, guys, if he was just not listening, guys, obstruction requires a physical act. So if he was just not listening, that's going to be thrown out.
Where video and imagery spreading wildly, people may have the wrong impression. So that's one category. Separate
that's
from
probably
that,
what I got
officials
on my
had told us, and we know more of the details, but we have not reported it because it's not at a level where it meets our standards, but of an individual who was then detained and was being questioned, whether they responded to questioning or not, but there was an attempt to interrogate, to find information out. That was the person referred to as the subject, a much younger man. And now we know that that person who, as we understand it, was 25 years old, was released. So we don't know.
Let's move on from him.
Where that.
Let's not show his image anywhere on the internet, et cetera, et cetera. If he was suspected and then immediately released, then let's leave that alone right there. Because again, guys, we like people in the media have the ability to absolutely destroy people. All right, that guy that was in a blue shirt, the elderly man. That's what I'm saying. I can imagine him running as fast as the video looked like the person was running. But either way, that man's life is going to be rough. Specifically for those who have not seen this video we're watching now. So share it. That
leaves us, but it is surprising to think that authorities would release someone unless they felt that what they thought initially just doesn't bear it out, because they'd be able to hold a suspect for a period of time if they had credible evidence. So are we at square one? Are we starting
we're
over?
At square one.
I just don't know yet, but that's part of what we'll all be pursuing.
We thank you.
All right. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Just so, for those of you who generally skip to the end of the video to hear my final thoughts here, listen, guys. So the guy that was wearing the blue, the elderly man who the whole world for at least the last 2 hours thought was him. That was the guy. That was the suspect that was in custody. Apparently, that's not the case here. It was a younger guy. And we do not have his information. I'm fine with not having his information. I don't want to look for it, right? I don't want images of him basically being spread over the internet, because again, if he has been released, he had nothing to do with it. He should not be associated visually, let's say, with what has happened here. I do feel bad for the guy in the elderly man in a blue shirt, guys. I feel bad for him because again, now the whole world believes truthfully that he was the suspect. Okay, when in fact that was just not the case. He was just charged with obstruction. Okay, guys, we're gonna follow the story 100%. We're here. I need to know what is going on immediately here. But all right, listen, guys, if you guys are new here, please like and subscribe. Jeez, dudes. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk, guys. Absolutely. I feel bad for his wife. I feel bad for his kids. Okay? 2 kids are now about to have to go through this crazy, ridiculous world without their father, guys.